Hello and welcome to the impzonepod podcast. We are back again to talk about TNA Wrestling Shenanigans, and we have finally got to the finale preview of Slammiversary. Not a whole lot has changed. There is one new match. I will get to it in just a second. But first, there's been a slight change in the order of the card, though again, perhaps this match was always going to be on the pre-show or what have you, whatever, but I don't know. It is one of those things. I think there's actually probably going to be another match or so on the pre-show, perhaps, that isn't announced currently. Like, we're seeing a lot of stuff between Eric Young and the Hometown Man, aka Cody Deaner. We're seeing some stuff with I'm about to say Eric Young again, but with Steve Macklin and Enzo. So there's some stuff going on there. There's a very big tease that AJ Styles might be turning up to Slammiversary, and oh my god, what the hell is going on? So there is that as well. So there is so much going on here at Slammiversary. So the change is the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration is now on the pre-show. I feel kind of bad for them because this match has been built up for quite some time in some ways, in some forms, in some fashions, ever since the Inspiration did return, because they deserve their time, certainly, and time on the show in many ways. And I feel like, again, if you're going to have, like I said this before, if you're going to have potentially the Elegance brand lose, it starts becoming like, well, that kind of hurts Ash as well, because it is one of those things. She is the number one contender. So I don't know, maybe you have to kind of get her kind of heat back and that sort of thing. So I don't know, but anyway, that is now that, because the System, who is challenging NXT's Dark State along with Matt Cardona in a 8-man tag team match. So this match, it has a little bit of build-up, I guess. I don't really, like, it's such a sort of quick fire match that I think that it deserves to be on the pre-show more so. It's a fine match. But again, I guess that this is WWE saying, hey, this is what we want, so, you know, this is what we're getting type thing. You know, we want our guys to be on the show, so, you know. And the thing is, like, they couldn't realistically say, oh, yeah, we're going to put one guy or whatever it is on there. We've got to have all the guys on there. So that is the only update. As far as... Oh, well, actually, I should say there is another update to an extent. We've seen this a few times. The Busted Open panel with Dave LaGreca, Tommy Dreamer, and Gia Miller on the countdown to Slammiversary. I'm sure they'll make other appearances, but whatever. Besides that, let's focus back in on the match here. I kind of feel like they're, like, again, they're trying to give Dark State a good rub. So I kind of feel like I see them winning. I don't know. It sucks again because it's like, this is, like, especially when it's on TNA soil, it's so much like, you guys, like, what the heck? You know, if you're gonna lose, at least do it in NXT, because then at least it's like, oh yeah, even if people, like, kind of didn't see it or whatever, it's like, yeah, well, yeah, they saw it, but still it doesn't really matter because it didn't happen on TNA TV, so is it really that canon until they kind of play the replay or whatever it is? When it's on TNA TV or on pay-per-view, it's like, oh yeah, well, that's canon to our own events. We're losing in our own events, not losing on their soil because of shenanigans or whatever. Like, if they come over and lose it is like, well, that kind of sucks for them in some ways, and it is tough for them. But again, like, yeah, it is interesting to sort of think, oh well, sucks for them or whatever. Um, so I'll wait and see with this in some ways, because it is very much like you look at that side of the ring of the system, and both JDC and Myers are effectively the jobbers of the team. Like, and Cardona is effectively a fly-in jobber. He's not really part of the roster that much. And like Eddie Edwards is a main event jobber, and like they've lost a whole bunch of their matches recently. So like, I don't know where Dark State kind of falls in. They're kind of just a new faction. So, and they've kind of done a few things here and there. I actually had a match there against Trick Williams, Mike Santana, and Joe Hendry, but that was like no contest, or DQ or whatever it was at the end there. So I haven't really heard much about them. I've seen them do stuff, but I haven't really seen them do many matches or have many things or results or whatever. So again, they got disqualified to kind of protect them in some form, in some fashion, not to make them look bad, but they didn't get to look like really good by winning, I guess. I guess they kind of won by DQ, kind of, but whatever. Does it really matter? I don't know. If you make a star like level of performance, that's when I think when you lose, you actually kind of won, kind of, and that's really hard to do. So, especially on such a sort of stacked card, and there's so much going on here. So no, we'll wait and see. But yeah, that is it. We will be back at some point. Now, I actually was thinking about doing it live. I could do it live. Obviously, the live reactions, but obviously I can't show too much of the actual show. So that's been a big sort of sticking point with seeing this sort of stuff, because it's like you can only just watch my reactions and see what I'm up to. And I have done streaming and like radio streaming and things like that. So I can be a little bit more entertaining in some of these, but it is very much like my focus is on watching it, not so much on commenting about it, because it is one of those things that I want to have it speak for itself kind of thing, and like have those few moments that are like, holy shit, whatever it is. And it is very tough for me because, again, it's one of those things that I don't, sort of pop a whole lot for a lot of things. I've got sort of very numb to seeing a whole lot of everything, because I've seen everything pretty much for the last, several odd years or whatever it is that I've been watching wrestling. So, consistently again. So, you lose that sort of tension in watching some of these things sometimes. The investment for me is in potentially seeing like people, on the rise, or somebody do something cool, or seeing how much, they kind of put into somebody, like they've put a lot into Santana, they put a lot into Leon, they put a lot into the Hardys just recently. They put a fair bit into this Blanchard Indy Hartwell rivalry. They've put a fair bit into the Cedric Alexander Mustafa Ali rivalry. So when Marsha went over to NXT, she did some stuff there, and that's panning out. So I don't know. It's an interesting situation to be in, like I said before. But this card, this show with some potential spice coming up in the next few weeks, some new deals, some new sponsorship. They just got a new sponsorship there. I believe it's like a wine and dine type sponsorship that they recently got. And they also got a what was it? It was another promo. Oh god, I can't find things today, can I? But yeah, I will try to find things. Let's see if I can quickly find things. Let us see. Okay, this is one of them. Okay, so today announced a partnership with A Game Beverages Inc. It's ultimate hydration drink. Will become the hydration partner of TNA following the agreement signed on the 17th of July 2025. Full details at tnawrestling.com. Okay, that's one of them. That was not the one that I was thinking of, but where is the other one if I can find it? It's in the last couple of days, so it should be pretty easy to find. Oh, here we go. Announced a partnership with Mark Sovic Estates, kicking off Slammiversary. I'm assuming this is wines. They do wines and things like that, as far as I know. So that will be another one. As I said, they are got potentially some TV deals potentially upcoming. Maybe that'll be announced it might be teased, but I think it's more likely to happen at Bound for Glory, or its actual implementation probably won't happen until next year potentially. They could get that, and it wouldn't be bad if they got it quickly. I wouldn't complain, but the thing is, it's usually not that simple, and usually when you sign a new deal, it's usually at the end of a year, either that or the financial year or whatever it is. I know in the US they don't actually, their financial year starts in January or whatever it is, and our financial year here in Australia is in the middle of the year in June and July and whatever. So it's a lot different, but our financial year, I'm talking about here in Australia, because I'm Australian, if you didn't know. I know some people don't know that, but whatever. It's one of those things. So I am very much thinking about how, where, when, why, all the things going up to the upcoming show. And like I said, I can't wait to review it. I think now that they have Carlos Silva, he teased it in a post. It's been rumored. Now that they've kind of shared this clip at the end of TNA Wrestling this week, which, again, if you haven't seen it, well, what the heck. But yeah, now that they've shared this clip, I am losing my freaking mind, bro. And I think that is somewhat what they were kind of going for in many ways, because that's the whole point. I said this before, some people might think, oh, they should have said this to start with, months and months ago. But the thing about or whatever it was, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, whatever it was, when we're on the first couple of weeks to build to Slammiversary, because it is the biggest show that they've got booked up for the year. But if you tease, not just announce something like this, it sort of overshadows everything else. So then you're not doing yourself a good service and your roster a good service. you have to kind of tease these things and have them be a surprise at the same time, because people don't tune in just to be like, oh, well, anything could happen. You have to kind of tease them with thinking, oh, this could happen, but, like, AJ Styles could turn up. Oh, shit, but when, where, how, why, etc., all those bits and pieces are still, like, up in the air. He could turn up on the pre-show, we don't know. He could be only here to like, announce he's going into the Hall of Fame. Who knows? Like, he could get involved in the main event. He could get involved in, like, 3 or 4 or 5 other different parts. So you're still got that element of, like, on the edge of your seat, like, and, like, is it gonna happen? Who knows? Or is it just, like, you know, is he going to be there? Or is it just, like, you know, hey, we're going to make an announcement about AJ Styles or something, like he is going into the Hall of Fame. He's not actually here or something like that. So, but that's a promise to the fans saying, hey, we're doing something with this. We're going somewhere with this. And I think the fans are pretty receptive. But, like, you need to give them what they want. But yeah, like, they're not trying to kneecap or undercut their current roster by just relying on nostalgia. It's not as easy as just TNA going to WWE, and I know they've probably been going to WWE for a friggin' long time, and a lot of the fans have been saying the same sort of thing. Hey, we want Styles. Or starting to tease, like, let's get Styles in here. You know, they can't just start teasing it without saying, oh, yeah, well, we're probably going to have something there, you know, because, like, you can't do it without their permission. It's like, well, you haven't got their permission, so how's that going to work? You know, it's not going to work. You've shot yourself in the foot before getting the permission. Like, now you can't, now they might just say no, just because you jumped the gun too quickly and said, oh, yeah, we're going to have him or whatever. Or going to start teasing that we've got him or whatever it is. And it's not just as easy as saying, oh yeah, whatever. WWE's got to figure out what they're going to get out of it, you know, and what, like, the pay situation for Styles is going to be, and how much they're going to pay him, and who's going to pay him, and all of this sort of stuff. It's all very complicated, like, when you have, especially, like, somebody that's on the main roster. You know, like, and the thing is, it's like, like, how much is Dark State or JC Jane or whoever it is who's coming from NXT to TNA getting paid while they're at TNA? It's like, is that a TNA budgeting thing, or is that a WWE thing? Are we sending you to go to their show and getting paid by us, or is it them paying you? You know, like, that's what I mean. It's like, and the same thing for TNA people going to WWE. Is it TNA paying them, or is it WWE? Because it's a WWE signing, you know, at a WWE event, but it's a TNA contracted wrestler. You know what I mean? So the same thing. It's like, it's a WWE contracted wrestler on a TNA show. So they both have to kind of, like, maybe it's a half and half situation or something. I don't know the specifics of it or whatnot. So, or maybe they're just like, merch sales, go. You know, like, hoping for the best. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, guys. I don't know, like, because I do want to catch, like, my reaction to that specifically, I guess, that whole situation with AJ. But, yeah, I don't know. Might be just sobbing. Or I might just be dead. I don't know, but who knows. But yeah, guys, I certainly do. But yeah, I might just need a while. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this one. And I hope you guys, if you're tuning into Slammiversary, that you'll enjoy the show. And I hope you guys will tune in again for another one.